Rant at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and eating a giant turkey leg in the middle of the precinct is my co-host and master of none, Ciara.
Seriously, where do you get these?
That is it's the size of his forearm. It's huge.
Some sort of freaking bush turkey?
Yeah. That gives away absolutely nothing as to what we're talking about today.
No, but that turkey is huge. Like, I don't want to be chased by that fucking turkey.
I mean, it's dead.
No,
He's
but
eating
like...
its cooked leg.
Yeah, I know, but like, that means that there are turkeys equal to that size roaming around.
Turkeys are pretty fucking big.
Yeah, turkeys are big. Like, the ones we have here that are kept as like pets and shit like that, because we don't have wild turkeys, because Ireland.
Who's keeping a turkey as a pet?
People do. Gobbles.
Gobbles doesn't count.
People have pet chickens. People have all sorts of weird pets.
Pet chickens, yeah. I don't know anybody who's a pet turkey.
I'm sure there's people with pet turkeys.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
There's probably somebody with a fucking emotional support turkey.
No doubt. No doubt there is.
But yeah, that means there's turkeys of that size roaming around, and I don't want to be assaulted by a large fowl. No.
There's no bin chicken, though.
No.
But we should probably get on to the movie.
Yes.
Which today is Fallen.
Woohoo! And
an old school favourite of mine.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. I think this is the most I've watched it in a long time.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it in ages myself, but I watched the shit out of it when I was a teenager because I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it's actually like a straight drama.
Well.
Surprising for us.
I mean, no. Because it's not. Not the parts... Well, the parts we're going to talk about at the end of the episode aren't. But everything we talk about, non-spoilery, I suppose, is. It's a thriller. It's a cop thriller.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty damn good cop thriller.
Yes.
But I suppose that is in part because the director directed like NYPD Blue and all the old like cop procedurals, the 90s cop procedurals. Yeah. He directed fucking tons, episodes, loads of them. And the precinct in this is the precinct set from NYPD Blue.
Oh, so he was like, just use my set, fuck it.
Yeah.
And Denzel at like the height of Denzel too. Well, like,
yes,
just coming into, like...
1998.
Sexy Denzel.
Denzel's still sexy.
Denzel is still sexy.
Yeah, Denzel is...
Like, damn. Yeah.
When was Denzel not sexy? He was sexy in this, he's sexy now.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
You don't do him. Denzel does you.
Denzel, yeah, that's true. Denzel's eating me. Nom.
Quiet now.
Well, the cast in this is fucking excellent.
Yes, I love John Goodman. I will watch John Goodman in fucking anything, but I love a serious John Goodman too. Because you don't, like, especially for me, like, my memories of him tend to be kind of like happier, jollier characters.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with The Emperor's New Groove, and he's Pacha in that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of not the straight guy, but he's very stoic and deadpan. Not
counting Roseanne, this probably would have been one of the first things I saw him in.
Yeah.
I could be well wrong on that now. What other big kind of 90s roles would he have had that I would have seen him in? Or been likely to see him in?
John Goodman. Hang on. He was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was the coach in 1984.
Well, no, that's too far back. Look, I don't think I would have seen him in much as a kid.
King Ralph.
Yeah, but in terms of when I watched those films, I think it's probably... I would have seen this on TV.
The Flintstones?
So years, yeah. Oh, fuck, of course. I knew there was something. I was like, there's a big obvious one that's just like staring me in the face that I can't think of. The
Flintstones.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, I probably had
that
seen
was
him in
94, so yeah, it was probably overshadowed by good old Jurassic Park.
So, okay, this would have been the first serious role of his that I would have seen then.
And then
but he is
Big
great.
Lebowski was 98 as well.
Yeah, I didn't see that till I was older, though.
No, and then the terrible Blues Brothers 2000.
I will never see that.
I have, and I've tried to blank it from my mind.
I thankfully that was one I was warned away from, and I will never watch it.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, this would have been one of the first serious roles I saw him in, and he's fucking great in this. So is Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland, yes, please. Except not without he needs a mustache. I'm sorry.
You want to go for a mustache ride?
I do. Donnie needs a mustache.
Donnie needs a mustache or no ride.
Yeah. But Donald Sutherland, come on.
He's still Donald Sutherland in this movie, like, you know what I mean?
Like, for fuck's sake, you could watch him, like, read fucking the traffic laws or something. And
he doesn't have a lot to go on in this film, really, except for kind of gruff, superior officer.
Who has a secret, dun dun dun.
He doesn't even, he kind of has a
He's
vague
just kind of
secret.
shady, yeah.
Yeah, because early on in the film...
The switch that happens in his character is so like, what? You're obviously trying not to tell me something.
Yeah, because it's like he tells when Hobbs I suppose we should probably go for a fucking summary before we start diving into plot points.
Yeah.
So I will do just that.
We're getting better. Look, it's only 7 minutes.
Yeah, and there was like at least 2 minutes of fucking... What was John Goodman in Waffle?
And turkeys.
We'll get back to the turkey. John Hobbs is a decorated homicide detective ready to close a dark chapter in his life with the execution of serial killer Edgar Reese. But the next day, a tip-off leads to a murder scene eerily reminiscent of Reese's methods. As the bodies continue to mount and evidence slowly begins to point to a cop, and maybe Hobbs, as the culprit, Hobbs must solve a 30-year-old mystery given to him by Reese to clear his own name. Did it in fucking one.
Well, hey!
That never happens. I mean, you don't know that. Don't you fucking... As listeners, you don't know that, but I never do them in one.
No, it's always about 3.
Oh, I rarely get through the first sentence without fucking it up.
No.
That was masterfully done, even if I do say
I'm really amazed you didn't fuck up on Edgar Reese's.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces, yeah.
Edgar Reese's Pieces. But back to what we were talking about just before I did the summary. Yeah, the flip in... Stanton is the name of the character. He's Lieutenant Stanton. He kind of...
Homicide. Sorry, I just... the way they always do it, because the Homicide boys are like the slick guys.
The 30-year-old mystery that he has to solve is just before the serial killer Reese gets executed, he gives Hobbs this riddle.
Yeah.
And...
It's what's missing between Lions and Spikowski?
What's in the space between Lions and Spikowski, or what goes between Lions and Spikowski? Yeah, and he finds out early enough on that it's a like Cop of the Year award board, and there's a space...
Oh, we forgot Lou!
We haven't forgot Lou. This is the first character we're talking about. We haven't even talked about Denzel, except to say how sexy he is. Lou is fucking Tony Soprano. Are you happy?
Yeah, because he's great.
Yeah, we're the first character.
But he gives all the backstory for Spikowski, and it's brilliant.
He does, yeah. And that's when he's eating the giant turkey leg.
Yeah, that turkey leg is huge. It's like bigger than its head.
Because, yeah, Hobbs is saying...
ridiculous.
Hobbs is saying this riddle to somebody else in the precinct, and Lou pipes up while chowing down on this giant fucking turkey leg.
Just at his desk.
Oh, there was a Spikowski in my year. He was a real hard ass.
No, he was... What was it?
Or in the year he graduated, there was a Spikowski in his precinct or something like that.
Yeah, and he was so much of a dick that his wife shot him in the foot and he couldn't get disability.
Yeah. There's a couple of great lines in this film. My favourite line in this film is, somebody's holding my dick and it ain't me.
Ooh.
Or it feels like somebody's holding my dick and it ain't me.
Ooh.
Referring to being jerked around.
Yes.
But
depends on where you are. If it's on the subway, it's worrisome.
But back to Stanton. When Hobbs starts to figure this clue out and realises there's a cop whose name has been taken off the Cop of the Year board.
Yeah, it's like 1965.
He goes and he says it to Stanton and says, you know, there's something missing, and he's like, oh, I don't really know anything about it. And he's like, I'm going to go do some digging. And he's like, okay, but if you do, keep shut about it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it.
So it's like, but he does it in a way of like, I know there's no point in telling you to drop it because I know you won't. But when you find out, keep your mouth shut for your own sake. And he mostly does. And then Stanton just turns on him. And it is kind of because the evidence is pointing towards him, I suppose. But yeah, it seems like he's like, I'm behind him. He even tells John Goodman's character, Jonesy, keep an eye on him, let me know if the case is getting to him. And then he's just like, nope, you're the guy.
You done it.
Yeah. But again, it's Donald Sutherland, and he doesn't have a lot to go on, and he does a pretty damn good job. Everybody in this film does a damn good job, to be honest with you. Particularly Jonesy and Hobbs, Denzel and John Goodman. I suppose actually, well, Jonesy's the main character in as much as Stanton is anyway. He seems
to be his main kind of partner that he's working.
He says they've worked together for 12 years.
Yeah, and there's a camaraderie there and a rapport, and they get each other. And Lou is like the new kid but he's transferred to this precinct. He's been there about 6-7 months. There's a very bizarre conversation about whether or not Hobbs, Denzel's character, Hobbs takes cream. I like the cream scene because it's very early on, and it establishes sets up the characters. It's a little bit not hammy, and not even overly exposition-y. It's just it's not a super subtle way of showing us what characters we're dealing with. John Gandolfini plays this like a really bad 80s British detective. in like the thin blue line.
You mean the Rowan Atkinson sitcom from the 90s?
Yeah.
And there's the two detective lads who think they are Italian-American New York detectives.
Yeah. He plays it a little bit like that. It's just a wee bit hammy, but it kind of works because he's this big brash, like almost throwback. He's
got a mustache as well. That's a mustache.
And he's just like kind of hanging around the precinct, and you just get the impression he's being shuffled from precinct to precinct because he's gotten handsy with a couple of assistants.
I could definitely see him doing that.
Like with his big greasy turkey hands.
Yeah, and he just kind of seems to wander around the precinct just like...
Butting in on shit,
yeah, and like annoying people.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to actually have any real work to do himself.
Yeah, and I mean, you get the impression when he's in the cream scene.
Yeah.
And it's not sexual at all, by the way.
No.
He's asking Hobbs if Hobbs takes bribes. And kind of won't let it drop when Hobbs says, no, I don't, but I don't judge. And he's like, oh, you're some fucking saint, are you? And he's like, let's make a hypothetical. And we're like, oh, it's a hypothetical, is it, Lou?
Yeah.
But I do, like, how Hobbs justifies it makes sense.
Like, he pats women on the bottom and calls them sweetheart.
Oh, he absolutely does. I mean, in that very scene,
he damn near does.
We see him, like, hug the waitress around the waist when he's, like,
she's trying to leave and he's got a hold of her arm.
Yeah, that's when he's like, when she goes to leave and he's like, no, bring back some of that.
We're drinking imported.
We're drinking imported. And then he calls it foreign shit. It's Guinness and Beck's is what he says. Guinness, Beck's and something else, but like...
Beck's, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably fucking Foster's. We're drinking Irish, Australian and German beer. Ooh, how very foreign. Although I suppose it was 1998.
Yeah.
And it was pre all the craft beer wankery, so... But those are kind of... There are four main cops. We haven't said much about Hobbs yet.
No.
But with Stanton, Lou and Jonesy, you get kind of your not background cop, but your secondary cop characters.
Yeah.
And then Hobbs is obviously our main character, who we're introduced to pretty much bang on at the start of the film when he goes and has a little chat with Edgar Reese, the serial killer, before he's executed.
Yeah, Edgar's getting executed at midnight, and one of his requests is to speak with Hobbs.
Yeah.
So they go, there's a really weird fucking conversation.
Yeah, there's some like speaking in tongues, and then there's some Dutch.
There's some possible Aramaic or Sumerian, but then there's a mystical riddle, and there's also a documentary crew filming all of this as well. And this is what he asks Hobbs. It's like, what, 8 of them he's caught? He's like his 8th.
Oh, Stanton says, yeah. Well, I think it's supposed to be the 8th person that he's sent to the chair.
Yeah.
Although it's not the chair, he gets gassed. It's a fucking brilliant opening scene.
Oh,
it really is.
The walk to the execution chair.
Well, that's the cherry on top.
Yeah.
The chat between the two of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just wants to shake his hand.
Yeah.
And Hobbs is like, "Fuck no, I ain't touching you. I've seen what you've done." It's like, because he's supposed to have committed some of the most depraved murders that the city has ever seen.
Yeah, and he's supposed to have this relationship with Hobbs, and it is
like he used to ring him in the middle of the night and tell him where the bodies were.
I've seen it be accused of being a bit of a Silence of the Lambs clone, and I'm like, nah, there's way more to it than just a Silence of the Lambs clone. But yeah. I think that they're focusing on kind of the serial killer detective relationship a bit too much. But that opening scene, I can see why they'd say it for the opening scene, but it's still hella fun. And then when Reese has to go to the execution chamber, he's just, Elias, is it Coteas? I don't know how to pronounce it.
So well.
He plays it so fucking well. And there's a fact about how well he acted that I can't give away yet, but we'll talk about it in the spoiler section towards the end. But
because this movie's so good, we're actually going to stick a spoiler section on the end to talk about some of the shit.
Yeah, there's a reveal maybe about halfway through the film, and then there's a twist at the end. And the twist, obviously, I don't want to spoil. And the reveal, a lot of the summaries do talk about what the reveal is, but I didn't know anything about this film going into it.
Yeah.
And when that reveal happens and it throws you that curveball, it makes it an entirely different film, and it makes it so much more fun. I think that I don't really want to spoil it for anybody else either.
Yeah. So we're going to do all that at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it all at the end.
We will give plenty of warning.
But yeah, Elias Coteas is fucking brilliant. He's
looks
good
like
and creepy.
He looks like somebody, and it really bothers me because I can't place it in that scene in particular. I think it's with the bald head and some of the mannerisms. And I keep watching it being like, I know you.
He kind of reminds me of that dude who was in Just Shoot Me and Veronica Mars and Stargate SG-1 for those 2 episodes.
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of.
He was in Just Shoot Me, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of that guy. But I don't know. I can't figure it out. But he's fucking great in this. He's not in it for very long, but he is. Yeah, no, so we get our introduction to Hobbs through him.
Yeah, and
then
this
the
kind
cream
of
scene
like
kind of
taunting, like, haha, you think you know everything, but you don't. I know more shit than you.
Yeah, because after he gives
you haven't seen the last of me.
Yeah, that's
smoke
definitely
bomb.
That's definitely the vibe he wants to give, all right.
Right down to the smoke bomb.
But yeah, we get a bit of our introduction. We don't get much off Hobbs in that scene, except for when he tells Stanton, fuck you, when Stanton congratulates him on getting 8 men killed.
Yeah.
So he's not overly happy that, he doesn't revel in the fact that he's caught this serial killer. It's not like he's not doing it for the glory.
He does kind of play up the fact that he got to be on TV.
I think that's just a little bit of like bravado, because when the cream scene follows, we find out that he's just concerned with doing good as a cop. Yeah. So he's not, he's not happy that, I caught this serial killer and that bastard's getting killed. He's probably more concerned with the fact that he didn't stop him in time or, before it could have happened in the first place. And that's the impression that you're supposed to get off him. Well, I think anyway. Yeah. Greta's the only other character that can we talk about Greta?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think maybe we should probably leave Greta to the end without confusing the matter.
Yeah.
Because she is a good character. You've also, then the only other ones we haven't talked about are Art and Sam, Hobbs' brother and nephew. And, I mean, they're fine, but I think they're kind of just there to flesh Hobbs out a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a brief mention that Hobbs' wife left him.
Yeah, Art seems to have some kind of learning difficulty or disability. It's never explicitly mentioned except for when his son calls him a spaz and is immediately told off for talking about his father like that. But one of the earliest scenes, Art asks Johnny Hobbs, he's like, do you think that if you didn't have to have me and Sam here, Marcy would have stayed?
And Hobbs says, no, Marcy would have stayed if she'd loved me.
Yeah. And
he's like, so he always makes it, he cares very deeply for his brother and looks out for him and still has very much that protector role over him and Sam, whilst also trying to allow him the space to be a father to Sam.
Yeah, it's a really tender relationship and it's played out really well. I didn't mean to dismiss it when I said they're kind of just there to flesh him out, because it does flesh him out and it is a real sweet relationship that I can't remember the name of the guy who plays Art, but Denzel and your man play it
There's
really well.
There's an air of bittersweetness to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially because
bitterness.
Art is aware of the fact that he can be perceived as a burden.
Yeah.
And feels the need to apologise for that and to make sure that everything's okay or he's not angry with him. Even when Hobbs is kind of exasperated, he can't show that.
Yeah, there's only kind of one point where he does show it. And Art immediately is like, you're not mad at me, are you, Johnny?
Yeah.
And he's very quick to try and reassure him. He's like, no, I want you to be safe and I need you to go home and lock all the doors.
Yeah.
And it's one of the sweeter relationships in the film, because there's not... all the cop relationships are very professional. They are, there's loyalty there and there's camaraderie there. But there's no kind of romantic interest or anything like that. So it is the only kind of soft relationship in the film.
Yeah.
And it's a nice counterbalance to all the murdery stuff. Which is damn fun too.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that now.
The murdery stuff.
Yeah, because after... I was about to call him by the actor's name. Sorry, after Reese bites it, the very next day they get a call to say, hey, go and check out this apartment. And they do, and there's a dead bloke there.
Well, he mentions that when he gets into the precinct the next morning, he's like, hey, do you remember how Reese used to call me in the middle of the night at home? So, because the dude knew where he lived. He was like, hey, funny thing, I got a phone when I got home last night, I got a phone call. And he was like, there's nobody there. And then he gets one in the precinct that's like, hey, go check out this apartment. And he's like, what will you find there? And the line hangs up and they're like, fuck it, go send some uniforms over, check it out. It's probably a hoax. And then cue body in bathtub.
Yeah. And it's, as I said...
eerily similar.
Yeah, it's just a little bit similar to how...
couple of punctures.
How Reese used to do it. He seems to inject people with a very specific drug.
Likes to position things very precisely.
I don't know if the cornflake thing is supposed to have been a very specific Reese thing, because Jonesy just kind of says, hey, this guy's a real neat freak. he doesn't say, holy shit, that's something Reese used to do.
Yeah.
I think in the first killing, it's the method of actual method of execution, and then afterwards there's other similarities that start to link it. But in that first,
they kind of look at it and they go, oh shit, did he have a partner? Is this a copycat?
Is it a copycat?
That's the first conclusion. Once they get the kind of full coroner's report back and it's the same methodology.
Well, the real like,
oh, and then they find the riddle on the wall.
They find the riddle on the wall behind it. Is it a picture or a mirror? But it just says Lyons, question mark, Spakowski. And they're like, oh, hang on. So when they're back in the precinct, they're like, well, maybe there was that camera crew that was there.
Yeah, we'll find everybody who's doing the documentary. Me and Jonesy will track him down. Jonesy's just like, sorry, we'll do
what now? Fuck you, buddy.
And then they're talking about the riddle in the bullpen and the Lyons and Spakowski, and that's when you get Lou with the turkey leg being like, there was a Spakowski in my division my rookie year, and he was a prick. Yada yada yada, and then he's like, he won Cop of the Year, his name was on this big plaque down at City Hall, you probably walked past it 1,000 times, and he's like, he's walked past it and you've probably never noticed it. And that's when Hobbs kind of goes, hang on, Reese told me I needed to open my eyes and look around, and they go and they find the plaque it got taken down during renovations, and between Lyons and Spakowski there's a name plaque missing, which leads Hobbs to go off and go to archives, who can't find anything. But he spends 3 minutes on a crappy 98 web crawler, fucking web crawler, and finds everything he needs.
Everything.
Yeah, like
about something that happened 30 years ago. And it's like he just types in a name, and it's like newspapers from the day. It was like newspaper archives were not digitized in 1998. Would you fuck off? The internet's not even that good now.
No. At the very least, he would have had to have gone to the city library, gotten the fucking newspaper microfiche, and had to go, because it would have been announced in the newspaper. It would have been the smart thing to go look through the newspapers of 1965.
If this film was made in 1995, he'd have gone to the library and gone through all
this
the microfiches.
This film was made in 1998.
This film was made in 1998.
When the internet was like,
so everybody was
sexy,
like, it's
not full of porn and cats yet.
There was still a lot of porn, maybe not as many cats. But it certainly wasn't as good as this film likes to make it.
There was an end to the internet.
But
there
certainly was.
There was only a limited number of websites. It was a wild, wild time.
It was. But yeah, they it was this like super frontier that
also,
could do anything
shit wasn't that fast.
Oh, it absolutely wasn't. No.
That was like 3 days of searching in one go. Because those pictures loaded way too quickly. It wasn't line by line. And he was able to zoom.
He was. It was just... it just send him to a library.
Microfiche.
But yeah, he gets a couple of leads on that, and he goes off to investigate and finds some eerie similarities between stuff that happened to this person in the 60s and what's
kind of happening now.
A few other murders happen. I won't go into any great detail.
Yeah. But there's a case of history sort of appearing to repeat itself.
Yeah, and Hobbs is off to track it down.
That there's maybe like a more sinister undertone going on.
Yeah.
That maybe some are the higher ups just erasing people they didn't like or who have fallen from grace.
Yeah, are they? Yeah, are the higher ups setting people up?
This guy who had been awarded Cop of the Year, you find out later that I think it's like ruled his death by suicide in this cabin.
Yeah,
and
nobody actually...
that's why they took him down. Like, did they cover it up because it was the 60s and he was this hero cop?
Yeah, well...
there's very much a hush-hush around it.
When Hobbs finds out that he killed himself...
When Hobbs find out?
He says, my guess is he was either dirty or it was over another woman.
Yeah.
So if he was dirty and he had been a hero cop, maybe they might try and cover it up. He finds out then later on in the film that maybe this guy was framed, and now it's starting to look like he's maybe getting framed too.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to discuss much more plot beyond that in the non-spoiler section. So, is there anything you liked, just general stuff that we liked and didn't like about it before we go spoilers?
This is a very 90s film. It's a very 90s, like, thriller film.
It is, but it's still fun. I mean, I like...
It's not flashy or anything like that.
No.
It's very, like... This is the real world. This is the shit. We're not going to try and gussy it up or anything like that. Like, this is it.
And I think having a director who was so familiar with all the cop procedural stuff.
Yeah, it's snappy too.
Yeah, it's paced really well. it is a detective story at its heart.
Yeah.
And it hits all the beats of a detective story. And then it has that extra little juiciness in it as well.
It's got some tang.
I thought you were going to say taint there for a second. And I was like, between the cream scene and the taint, this is not going to be a very safe for work episode.
It's your fault.
It's not that kind of cream scene.
No.
Although Denzel's involved.
Denzel's eating me.
No, but it's, yeah, you're right. It's not an overly flashy film. There's one or two kind of visual cool things that we'll talk about later as well.
No, but overall it is very much like if you had sat down to watch an episode of Law and Order in the 90s, it's visually similar.
Oh yeah.
Like it isn't like trying to be all flashy and squeaky or like brightly lit. The precinct is kind of old and creaky.
Yeah.
The prison at the start is grungy. Like it's just, you just don't want to be there. It's got that horrendous fluorescent strip lighting where everything's like slightly washed out.
The only kind of nice places we ever see are Greta's apartment.
Yeah.
And Greta's workplace. And that's a theological university.
Yeah, their apartment's nice as well.
Well, it's not that it's nice, but Hobbs' apartment doesn't look like it's a real fancy apartment by any means.
No, it's homey, but it's cozy. Hobbs' apartment is very kind of like.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, but and it should, given that that's where all the warmth in the characters are is in
whereas
that home.
Greta's apartment has this kind of sanctuary.
Yeah, and
feeling.
again, that makes sense within the context of the film.
Whereas the police department is loud and clanky and noisy, and there's always people coming and going.
Mm.
And then any exterior shots, it's Philadelphia.
It is Philadelphia, yeah. It's supposed to be set in Philadelphia, but I don't know if they ever actually mention it.
But urban environment, like kids playing basketball.
Yeah, but it is. It's never. There's nothing ever really flashy about this. It's not supposed to be a nice.
Like the cop bar is well dingy.
Oh god, yeah.
Like it's the cop bar. It is. Ugh.
Yeah, no, the sets. Well, not so much the sets, but like all the locations were well chosen to give that. I don't want to say grimy or gritty because it's not that.
It was very much that 90s. But that DC tried to do it, the dark reality and make. Well, yeah.
See, I didn't want to. That's not what I'm trying to say. It is. It's
no, but more... this isn't. This was just like this is the way it is. It's not gussied up. We haven't lit it to make it look pretty. It's a lot of the lighting was actual functional, like overhead lighting, like you would get in these environments, which isn't flattering on anybody, but adds to the fact that this is a serious movie.
Yeah.
Like, instead of focusing on all what's going on behind them, it means you're focused more on the characters and their interactions as opposed to going, ooh, look at the shiny in the background.
Yeah, I think if it was made now, it could be made a lot more showy, and I don't think it would work. I think this is better as a kind of
it doesn't need
simmering
to be
in the
flashy.
background. Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be, and it adds to the air of the various mysteries that are going on.
Yeah.
And I do quite like the kind of older mystery that Hobbs is trying to solve. And this brand new mystery that Hobbs is trying to solve. And the new one does feel like we're on the hunt for a serial killer type movie.
Yeah, because it is like, oh shit, is it an accomplice?
Is it a copycat?
Is it a master?
Yeah, at one point they're like, is there like a big like puppet master somewhere
going on? Is this a Son of Sam type dealie? Because he always claimed that there was a master.
He did, but he was also absolutely fucking nuts.
Yes, he was.
Is there anything
messages through the neighbour's dog?
Is there anything you didn't like actually about this?
There's one or two things I don't like about it, but that's also because it was set in the 90s.
Specifically? Like wardrobe or like...
No, when Lou grabs the bartender and doesn't let her leave.
Yeah.
And the other two don't stop it. That bothered me, but that's literally because it was the 90s and that was okay.
And also, you've been that barmaid.
Yes. Yeah, you want to stab him with a fork.
No, Lou's a bit of a dick.
Yeah. But that's just kind of Lou is that guy. Like, Lou would spit in your face.
Yeah, no, I can get that.
Like, during sex.
No, I think the biggest thing that I don't like is actually the narration. Like, I kind of forgot. I thought there was just a bit of narration at the start and a little bit then again at the end, just to kind of frame it.
I'd actually completely forgotten about the narration, to be honest.
Well, no, because the narration does kind of set up the ending.
Yeah, but you thought it had just been like bookended.
But I thought
there's a bit in the middle.
It would work there's a fuckload more than a bit in the middle. There's tons of narration in this fucking film. And I'll come back to it again in the spoiler section, but the narration thinks it's really clever, and it's not as clever as it is, because when you watch it once, you're like, okay, and then the ending happens, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, and then you watch it again, and you're like, actually, no. This narration isn't as clever, nearly as clever as it thinks it is. And also, I'm not a big narration fan.
No, I think it's a cop-out.
Yeah, it is a bit of a cop-out, especially for reasons I'll discuss later.
Yeah.
The plot's apparently a rip-off. That was one of the things I kept seeing in any of the negative reviews, was that, it's just a rip-off of this, that, or the other. There's like one or two films it keeps getting compared to, but those films don't have Denzel or John Goodman or...
No.
So I doubt they're as good.
In fairness, there's only 7 stories in the world, so everything's slightly a rip-off of everything else. This is just done in a fun way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I mean,
in fairness, I own about 15,000 vampire films, so like...
yeah. And I mean, I'd say...
I find a lane and I stay in it.
I'd say even in the 30 or so films that we've covered, there's probably quite a few that are like, hey, that's quite like that other film.
Yeah, it's basically the same film.
But no, I don't. This definitely not like any of the other films we've covered.
No, this is different. But even if it is a similar
plot, fuck it.
Well, we don't watch a lot of thrillers or dramas.
No.
So it does take a lot to kind of hook us from that perspective. It has to be a good or a captivating story.
Yeah, and I did see accusations of the story being a bit basic, but I think it's
fine. Like a simple story. You can't fuck up a simple story.
True, we've always said that. We've always said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple is good, and it is effectively a simple story.
Yeah. Like, it could be, like, there are plenty of opportunities there for somebody to have gotten in and made it really unnecessarily complicated for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They resisted the urge. Zack Snyder. Take some notes. And came out with a really good, solid performance from everybody, because everybody knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think as well, from a character point of view as well, everybody knows where they sit in the story.
Yeah.
And everybody knows exactly what they need to know at that point in time in the story as well.
Yeah, they're not getting muddled in, I'm supposed to be doing this and this is also going on in the background. Like, you don't get, like, Jonesy and Lou and all them, they have lives going on, but their interactions with Hobbs are purely...
Well, that's all we see of them.
Yeah.
Is when they're interacting with Hobbs. So we don't get a lot,
and you don't need it.
No, you don't.
They're memorable on their own. Like, Jonesy just has some amazing comebacks.
The part was written for him, apparently.
Yeah. Some very biting retorts that are fantastic because they're delivered completely deadpan.
Yeah, and he really helps Hobbs out as well, because the bit to do with the mumbo jumbo, as Hobbs calls it, that Reese is speaking in the meeting before he's executed. Jonesy's like, are you sure it's mumbo jumbo? That actually kind of sounds like maybe some sort of old language to me, and it ends up being quite important.
Yeah, he's like, I'll get in contact with the local university, get a language specialist out here to look at it, because it could be... We know he said
important.
We know he said something in Dutch, and then he gave you this riddle which has led to a dead body, so we need to find out what he's saying in the other fucking language.
Yeah, and it does seem like
Hobbs that linguist got such a clue.
Yes, he did.
That linguist was taking that copy of that VHS home to, like...
Yeah, he was like...
He was going to light some candles.
A dead language that I can hear spoken. Yeah, absolutely. The biggest
Michael Shanks jacking it all over Abaddon.
Yeah, basically. But
why did I say Michael Shanks?
Daniel Jackson. We have been jumping rapidly between character names and actor names.
I know.
This time around.
I'm getting there.
No, both of us.
Yeah.
But I think I'm ready to talk about the spoilery stuff.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen the film and don't want to have, the big stuff spoiled for you,
if you want to find out about the giant turkey leg, go watch the film, because the turkey leg is insane. It's so ridiculous. Who had that? Where do you get that? Can I get one? The closest thing I've ever gotten to it was that meter-long stick of pork.
I think it was just a set dresser seeing what they could get away with.
Massive
set dresser and James
leg.
Gandolfini being like, let's see what we can get away with today.
Yeah, and he's even got like the paper napkin tucked in.
Oh yeah.
But it's huge, and he's like waving it around while he's talking.
That is not a spoiler though.
No. But the turkey leg is hilarious.
It is. But yeah, no, if you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. And then you can come back later on and listen to the rest of the episode. But for now, see you later if you haven't seen it. And those of you who have seen it, Welcome to the spoiler section of the show. And the big reveal is, we don't cover boring old plain thrillers. It's a supernatural thriller.
Yeah,
There's a demon.
You know him.
You know him.
He's a demon.
It's Kevin.
No, he's not. He's Hazel.
This is Hazel. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was one of the things that I really like about Elias Koteas' performance, is that he's so good in that first scene that every subsequent person that gets possessed by the demon as Hazel was told, watch his performance and replicate it.
Yeah, for his movement and his mania.
And considering John Goodman gets possessed by...
John Goodman's so good as a...
Oh, yeah.
Bad guy John Goodman. Yes, please.
That scene between Hobbs and Jonesy slashes Hazel at the end of the film is fucking great. Particularly when Hazel realises that, oh shit, I actually don't have the upper hand here.
I done got fucked.
Yeah, I'm an unending immortal being that's about to actually die. This isn't so good.
Yeah, he forgot about the 500 cubits rule.
Yeah.
And 500 cubits is a long fucking way.
I mean, it's long enough. But yeah, so he had to go somewhere pretty fucking remote to stop him.
Middle of the hours at the Utah Salt Flats is always a good option. There's nothing alive for it to possess.
That's a good point, because that is the undoing, and that is the big twist ending.
But yeah, the Salt Flats, nothing lives there.
But I don't suppose he was anywhere near the Salt Flats.
No.
And then we wouldn't have gotten the twist ending, which apparently pissed people off. People were like, yeah, that was just such a cheap ending. He's not actually dead. It's a cat that saves him. I'm like, it's fine. It's grand. I like a film where the bad guy wins. And the bad guy wins. And I'm down with that. So
I'm trying to actually work out how long 500 cubits is.
They say it in the film. But yeah, the cat thing pissed people off. And I'm like, no, it is set up, because you do see the cat there earlier.
Yeah.
And at no point is it...
You've never really noticed it's a cat. You thought it was a bunny.
Well, no, you do see it going into the house then, into like a crack in the walls.
Yeah, but when it runs past first, you're like, hey, it's a bunny.
But it's never explicitly said that the demon can only pass through people. It's just...
Yeah.
It's a demon.
Of course it's a cat. Cats are half in, half out.
But also,
Speaking of cats, there's one shrieking over there. Are you possessed by a demon?
But it's not explicitly said one way or the other that he can only possess humans. But why would a demon choose to possess a cat when a demon's job is to, like, lead humans astray?
Well, Azazel was a scapegoat.
Yes.
So he's not really leading them astray. The whole thing was he was cast out into the world.
Well, no, wasn't it 2 goats? One was for Azazel and one was for...
Well, it's all the sins. That's the whole scapegoat thing in Yom Kippur.
I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I know not enough about any of the Abrahamic religions to talk about them at length. That is your role.
Mm-hmm. No, well, in this, he's just kind of there.
He's just...
They've used a name that's
just
common.
general demon, yeah.
Azazel was one of the, according to Book of Enoch, was one of the Grigori, who were the water angels, who was part of the original Fallen.
Well, now, to be honest with you, I don't think Hobbs was going to know any fucking demon name, because Hobbs didn't even know the word apocalypse.
Yeah.
Which...
Dude, it's Greek. It's awesome. It's the Greek for Revelations. So
I've always been... Now, it might just be because so many films are post-apocalyptic, but I'm pretty sure I've always been aware of the term apocalypse.
Yeah, but we're also raised Roman Catholic.
Yeah, but
apocalypse features a lot in that.
Because that's the whole thing, is that he gets there's the numbers, and then he has apocalypse written across the corpses that he leaves for Hobbs.
Yeah.
And he can't figure it out, and he asks a nun if she's ever heard of the word apocalypse.
And the nun's like, well, fuck yeah, it's my favourite book in the Bible. It is actually my favourite book in the Bible.
It's everybody's favourite book in the Bible.
Yeah,
it's the mad shit. It's Revelations. But that's what I'm saying. He doesn't know the word apocalypse, but when she says Revelations, he's like, oh yeah, straight up, yeah, okay, cool. So that's Revelations 18:2. He's talking about a passage in the Bible. I'm like, no.
It depends on the publishing of it, because you do get different variations of Bibles, and you actually do the American Simplified.
Just questioning his lack of knowing the word apocalypse. That's the only thing. I'm like, he's a smart guy. He'd know the word apocalypse.
Yeah. Mind you,
Small complaint.
We were 2 years out of Y2K when everyone thought the world was going to end, so...
Yes, true. And it wasn't the rapture that he's talking about either.
No. Rapture would have been fun, though.
The Rapture or Rapture? The City Under the Sea?
Either.
Either?
Well,
at least in the one under the sea, you get to keep your clothes and get cool superpowers. Addictive superpowers.
Hopefully.
Yeah, true. But when we were talking earlier about kind of the pacing and how it's structured, I like the slow reveal of Azazel.
Yeah.
You do, obviously, you have the demon vision throughout.
Yeah, you get
So you
this
get the idea
entity
that
like
he's...
moving around, and you get the moving from person to person. There's a fantastic sequence where he's taunting Hobbs through different people out on... It goes from inside the precinct to out on the street.
That's when he's all but figured it out.
Beautiful.
That was blocked by dance choreographer.
Of course it was. It was stunning.
Yeah, no, that's really well done. But no, we're kind of earlier on as...
Because that's the one, is that the one that starts with Lou coming in whistling?
Yeah, Lou comes in.
People start singing.
People start singing "Time Is on My Side," and that's kind of how he figures it out.
It's such a satisfying scene. It's about one of the only super flashy visual scenes.
Yeah,
but because there's not a lot of them, it has a huge impact where it's kind of circling and there's voices.
It is very disorienting,
as well, and it works really, really well because the rest of the movie isn't like that. It stands out.
Yeah, I think the only thing that probably maybe ruins the slow reveal a little bit is after Reese's execution is the first time you see the kind of
demon vision.
The demon vision. Well, you see it,
flying around the room.
You see it during the opening credits, but it could just be an opening credits choice. It wouldn't give away anything. But when you see it directly after Reese dies, kind of float around the room and go towards a person, you're immediately thinking possession. Whereas if you didn't have that and you just saw the random demon vision following Hobbs a bit as he's doing his narration, you might not think too much of it until Hobbs figures it out.
He possesses. I love
Charles.
Charles
is great. Yeah,
Charles is so weirdly creepy. No shade, he is a weirdly creepy looking bloke.
Yeah, well, they style him to make him look really creepy. They really do,
but he was in Land of the Dead.
He was in Land of the Dead, yeah. I can't remember the character's name, but he's like the main guy's like right-hand man.
But yeah, it doesn't take much. Like, he's got a real dodgy haircut. He seems to be a bit of a loser anyway.
Yeah.
He's working as a sandwich guy. He gets possessed. He mates off to the boss. And he's like, fuck you, buddy!
And then goes off and kills some people.
Yeah.
And gets killed himself.
And he seems to be this kind of meek, mild-mannered individual.
Yeah.
But when he's possessed, he's very, like, cocky and confident. To the point where he, like, walks straight past Hobbs and, like, stares him out of it.
Oh, smoking his big stogie.
Oh, massive stogie. And he's just like, arrested me.
His long fucking coat, like.
Yeah, like, and he does look like, seriously, if he was following me down the road, I'd be, like, quick stepping.
Yeah.
Like, he's a weedy looking fucker, but I don't want to risk it.
Oh, yeah. No, he looks like a serial killer.
Yeah, no, he really does. Of all of the ones that get possessed, he really just had the serial killer look down already. And
I think it was a good choice to use, not to use him, but he's, of all the people that
you get kind Azazel of the most
possesses,
of him.
You get the most of him. And then the girl is good as well. The girl that he possesses after the gunfight.
Yes.
She's very good.
She does kind of almost like a sexy taunting.
Where she's
like, ooh, look at my body. Like,
I think has Elias Koteas' performance down the best of any of the other people who possess him. But yeah, Charles is good. He's really, really creepy.
He is well creepy. You know, he has long fingernails. He's got weird, long, dirty fingernails.
Yeah, but
he's not allowed near children's playgrounds.
I think if they pulled back on the demon vision a bit earlier in the film, it wouldn't make the reveal of Azazel being a demon that passes through touch, and that is nothing to do with, well, not nothing to do with the serial killer that's dead, but it wouldn't have made that reveal as easy to see coming. Yeah, no, I do enjoy, though, being in on it from Charles's perspective. Yeah. That knowing that this is him being all like, hey, bada bing, bada boom, you know, big man around town, like. Yeah. Big dick energy. Well, they don't... big dick boy. Because when he comes out of the possession and he's like ringing and being like, hey, have any recollection. Hey, he's like, hey, am I in work today? And they're like, fuck no. One of the things I did see a lot of like complaints leveled at this for was kind of like, the whole concept of the film is stupid, because when he dies, when a host dies, Azazel can travel as spirit and enter whoever he wants, even if he can't enter that person by touch. And they're like, well, why does he wait until the end of the film to possess John when he's executed the first time? He could just possess John Hobbs there and then. He tries if he can. No. When he's executed, and he's in his spirit form, he could possess Hobbs there and then like he does at the end of the film. So why doesn't he bother? And it's like, well,
Did you listen?
Fun. That's exactly. Did you listen
to
anything that Edgar Reese or Azazel says throughout the film? He wants to torture this guy.
Part of the fun. He wants to frame Batman him. Joker paradox.
Yeah, he wants to frame
Neither
him and ruin him.
Neither can really kill the other because they need each other.
No, he fully intends on killing him.
But he's going to play with him first.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to play with him. He's going to ruin his career, make it look like he killed a bunch of people. Then
he's going to do what our cats do to rats when they catch them.
But then he's going to finish it off by possessing him and going on a murder spree.
Yeah.
And that's why he does. And also because then the movie wouldn't fucking exist.
Yeah, but he's going to break down everything that he is.
It's not even one of those choices or one of those things, plot devices that you could just say, oh, well, if we don't have it, the movie happens. It's justified in movie by that is absolutely the type of thing that this demon does.
Yeah, he just picks people and tortures them.
Yeah, and that's why Greta
What did you do? You stood on his toe. You didn't say bless you when you sneezed.
Well, that's one of the things that I really like about Azazel is all you have to do is know about him.
And then he's like,
and you are a target.
Yeah, I'm having you.
And that's why Greta is so terrified of it from the get-go. The second that...
Which is why knowledge is power. She
becomes a theologian.
Yeah. Although I will make a slight comment on all the angel portraits. There was no crazy wheel eye one. If you're going to have portraits of angels, you're going to have some of the weird shit. And there wasn't a single...
Especially if you believe in demons.
Yeah, there was no Gustav Dor or anything like that.
No.
They were all very artsy-fartsy... Angels are lovely feathered beings. No, they're not. They're fucking terrifying.
But I do like how quickly she cottons onto it. As soon as she hears...
Oh, did he try and touch you?
This is the cop who's put a serial killer down and now things he did are starting to see around. And she's like, hey, did he like to sing? And did he try and touch you before he died? Cool. Get the fuck out of here and never come back, please.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't quite say that, but... No, but I do like how cautious he is because it does set up quite well. No, if you know, and it's... I don't think Stanton's supposed to be in on it. Stanton's just like, this fucked up somebody I knew in the past and you better not go around talking about it.
Yeah.
Whereas with Azazel it is, no. If you know everybody you know or care for is in danger.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill them all and then I'm going to, do whatever the hell I want with you. And I just, I really
then I'm going to take your corpse for a joyride.
Basically, yeah. Well, not corpse, because...
Your meat suit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, meat suit's fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I really like that aspect of him because it makes it so sinister. That his deadliest weapon is his secrecy. And the fact that nobody knows what he is or what he can do.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, is you're supposed to move through the world and
I
manipulate from the sidelines.
I also assume that is why he stayed in Edgar Reese up until his death.
Yeah.
Because if
he came out of Edgar and Edgar was suddenly like, I didn't do any of this shit.
Yeah.
The fuck has just been happening to me?
I mean, he's not going to...
Part of the satisfaction is the demise.
Yeah, well, I think, it's also
that soul has now become corrupted.
Yeah. And I think as well
it's riding it to the very end.
Exactly. But it also helps make sure there's absolutely no chance of anybody ever
finding out
about him. And yeah, I really like that element.
There's one bit I really, really appreciated, which is they make the comment that Edgar Reese played baseball in high school and he's watching old videos of him and he pitched and batted with his right hand. But in the video from the documentary, he gestures predominantly with his left hand.
Yeah, because that's one of the same things about one of the people that he possesses.
Well, that's the whole sinister thing.
Well, yeah.
Left-handed, yeah.
No, I know. I'm a lefty.
I know.
But yeah,
I did appreciate that
touch
as well, that they all become left-handed.
Yeah, and that it also is, it ends up kind of being a bit of a tell.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I should have watched to see what hand Jonesy is holding his gun in when he comes out at the end. I wonder, is he holding it in his left or his right?
I don't know.
Should have paid more attention, damn it. But yeah, no, speaking of that end scene with John Goodman running around the house.
At the cabin?
Just when he's running around trying to find Hobbs and singing and dancing, John Goodman is just fucking brilliant there. And then the face off after when Jonesy gets good.
He's like, ooh, shot you in the gut. And he's like, yeah, I needed to shoot you in the gut because I needed you to bleed out.
Yeah, because it's
slowly enough that I could get far enough away, but just in case. I poisoned myself with the poison that you left, the poison for Cusco's poison.
Nicely done.
That was left with Art, because that why that had to happen, I don't know, because that was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, killing Art was not a fun way to go. I could have done without that, all right. But I suppose it does serve the story, and then you get that. But
like them, Sam. It's like, I'm going to drag Sam around the place and leave him with
Sam's with Greta, and the demon. He's seen Greta, but he doesn't know who she is or anything about her.
But
and he told her, run.
Yeah.
Run away.
But he's like, just to be extra super serial safe.
Yeah.
I done poisoned myself.
Well, no, I like his plan. He's like, go out here. And like his plan is to go out there and kill himself.
Yeah.
And it's
really similar to what happened in 1965. He thinks he tried to do it and failed.
Yeah, but I think that's it. I think that his plan is that bit better. It's that bit more
thought out. It's just a shame he had to take Jonesy out with him.
Yeah. And Lou survives.
Yeah. Good old dickhead Lou's free to go fucking grope another day.
Yeah, maybe he'll go and possess Lou again.
Go hang out in Trump Towers.
But yeah, no, I can't praise that end scene enough. And
they don't cop out like they do in Man on Fire.
Yeah, because that's the thing, and that's why I think
because Man on Fire makes you really mad. It does.
It just don't. Do you know what? We'll do Man on Fire someday.
Yeah.
I'll get into it. I'll get into it then.
But they don't cop out in this, which is nice.
Well,
it's satisfying. You're like, ooh,
it's not even a cop out. You just
tasty.
You don't see it coming because there's the narration the whole way through, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's Hobbs. And you see that scene at the start that's from the end of Hobbs scrabbling through the dirt, and it's like, let me tell you about the time I almost died.
Yeah.
And then Hobbs goes, no, let me tell you the story from a little bit back. And he starts we watch the film and there's narration throughout and Hobbs is telling us various things. And then the very last scene, it's like, no, you forgot. I said... Almost. It's actually the demon who's been giving the narration the whole time. And no, I'm not dead. And you see the cat walking out.
I'm a cat!
And a lot of people thought that was a cop-out. And I was like, no, I'm fine with the cat. And I'm even fine with I think it's a really cool twist. Just when you watch back and go back over that narration, it's like, no, Azazel wouldn't say some of these things. What?
No one ever suspects the butterfly.
That would have been a bit much.
No, but I was like, Azazel should just stay as a cat.
Thumbs! Well, he's going to have to stay as a cat until he finds anybody.
Thumbs! He doesn't have thumbs. Because I was like, no, that's the whole... I was like, because people are like, hey, kitty, come into my house. Fuck it, we do.
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely going to get back into a human. No problem. He just has to get to find one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really like the ending. I don't think it's cop-out. As I said, the narration does... When you watch back through it, the narration is a bit like, nah, you're just...
You kind of get the feeling
that
the narration was kind of shoehorned on there to explain some shit.
Yeah, or to try and trick you even further. But I think it would be enough to have the narration at the start that's like, let me tell you about the time I almost died.
Yeah. And then at the very end being like, ha!
At the very
you thought I was dead, bitches!
Yeah, at the very end have it cut back in and go, so here it is, this is how I almost died.
Yeah.
I'm an immortal demon and I almost did. Haha, you forgot I said almost, blah, blah. But just those two bits, start and end, would be fine. Because the whole way through, just when you watch it back, it's like, that doesn't really work.
No.
But it's one of the only things that I think doesn't really work in the film.
No, well, I don't really... The narration doesn't bother me as much as you, but I apparently forgot about a load of it, so there's that. I just mentally removed it. I was like, bothers me, get it out of there. Not going to hear it.
I do quite like the demon vision, though.
Yeah.
And apparently the way...
It's very Buffy for some reason.
It kind of is. I suppose that's just late 90s.
Yeah.
But...
It's all very swoopy.
That's to do with the way they shot it. They shot 6 frames a second and played each frame 4 times, so you're still getting 24 frames a second, but everything's very blurry and swervy.
Motion sickness.
Yeah, and then they put that tint on it.
That's just shy of the tunnel in Event Horizon that poor Lawrence Fishburne couldn't run through, and I don't blame him, because even looking at that made me want to throw up.
But no, I think the demon vision is a cool effect.
Yeah.
It's a cool effect.
I just like the demon. I like the idea of this thing that gets its kicks by murdering people and leading the cops on a bit of a merry-go-round. And even though it could just hop between them and keep fucking with the cops.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just gonna ruin this person for the moment.
Pick one.
Like, eternity's a long time. Let's play with some people. Like, they're toys.
But also when I keep coming back to the cream scene. But one of the last things that Hobbs says in the cream scene after he talks about how, you know, even crooked cops, they still do a lot of good.
Yeah.
He says, cops, we're the chosen people.
Yeah.
And that sentiment aside, Azazel agrees to a certain degree because he's obviously decided that cops are like, you know,
cops essentially want to do good, so
they uphold virtue. It's more satisfying to ruin
virtue and
and it's more
for
satisfying.
For fuck's sake, ours are literally called Guardians of the Peace.
Yeah, but I just it tracks that Azazel would be like, let's corrupt and ruin cops and show that they're not the great.
This movie wouldn't have worked in New York.
This movie wouldn't have worked nowadays because the cop is the hero. Specifically that scene. The cops are the chosen people. No, I don't know about that. Yeah, especially not in America or most countries. But.
No, the majority of them are like do want to be decent, good, hard, make a change people. There's just some of them that are scum.
Yeah, a lot of them in America are cunts though.
Yeah, but that's screening processes and shit like that. This is why.
Let's not get into that. That's
what happens when it only takes 12 weeks.
Yeah, but as for this film, anything else that you?
No.
Yeah, no, I think it really enjoyable. As I said, we both haven't watched it in quite a long time, and I still really enjoyed it this time around.
Yeah.
And if I was going to say if you haven't checked it out, but if you're listening to this section, you have checked it out. So thanks for listening, guys. We will be back next week, back onto our normal. Have no idea what film or what genre we'll be covering, but we will be back as usual. No?
Yes.
Oh, good. I got worried for a second there. But yeah, guys, we'll be back next week. And in the meantime, if you want, you can head back and listen to our previous episodes, or you can check out our other podcast, Mono Rants the Boys. And you can come and chat with us on socials, on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Jesse from Sudden But Inevitable and Open Pike Night.
This is Sci-Fi.